Bum 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 bum. The Peter Like Show. Bum 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 bum. A happy Saturday. I want to talk about some good relationships I've been involved in as of late. This past week, I spent a lot of time eating at Five Guys, and one of the big problems I have with fast food restaurants like Five Guys is that some of these people, if they've never been involved in any sort of dietary sensitivity, so for example, I am somewhat allergic to milk products. I'll get skin rashes, and I'll go to Five Guys and I'll usually have a large fry or a medium fry, and I'll ask them to please change their gloves. And these people are very unresponsive to it. They don't want to change their gloves. The person at the cashier just ignores the request. He doesn't even say it to the kitchen. And to me, it's not the end of the world. I get to educate these people. What really fucking annoying is when I'm going to Five Guys with a date or with client or with somebody that I may not want to make a scene with, right? And I have to go up to them and say, excuse me, but it's actually a very important request, or actually follow the person into at the kitchen and tell them directly, because the cashier doesn't think it's a big deal. And sometimes these people get very defensive. Why do I need to do it? And, okay. It's not a big deal when I go there alone. I love educating people on the matter. It's more so that it makes a scene sometimes, right? Or more accurately, the people behind the counter want to make a scene, right? And what was really beautiful was that I was there alone this time, and I got to talk to them, and I ended up going to that restaurant a number of times these last couple of weeks. And toward the end of it, they actually pretty much thanked me for educating them about this stuff, right? It certainly beats one day they have an ambulance pull up to their store, right? For sure, right? And that was really nice. I really loved interacting with all of those people there. Now, it would have been a whole different story if I were going there with somebody else, right? So, for example, maybe it's a job interview of some sort, maybe I'm meeting a tutoring client there, or maybe I'm taking a date there, right? A lot of times if I have to do any of those things, I'll usually want to call the restaurant ahead of time so that I can avoid making the scene with those people, right? I don't mind having to make a scene. It's that it doesn't belong in some of those activities. That's the main problem I have. I was at a number of holiday parties. I teach at Phoenix College and at Grand Canyon University, and I also had a little bit of a difficult time at a meetup involving I was trying to join a hiking group, but I ended up going there a little bit unprepared, and it was really frustrating. It was Thanksgiving Eve, and I ended up driving, believe it or not, 23 miles to go to this event because, I just don't have anybody to connect with at the moment. And these people gave me a fucking attitude. I went there a little bit unprepared, and they just told me to leave. And I told them, I drove 23 miles. Can we at least take a look at it? And I'm okay. Don't worry about me. I do this stuff all the time. And I ended up talking them into letting me join part of the. I was unprepared to do I didn't realize how big the rest of that hike was. And so what was really nice about all of this is that I got to mingle with. I gotta say, even though none of these things resulted in what you would call a relationship, the 10 minutes, the 20 minutes I spent with a couple of girls at these events are much more enjoyable than the time when I actually had a girlfriend, because I didn't have to worry about the commitment. I got to enjoy talking to her, and I didn't have to worry, when is she going to want something more out of this, and also it didn't have all the costs involved with it. Oh, there was another girl that I met at the dining hall at GCU. I also got her to accept differences in eating habits, and that was really nice. That was really nice. I would much rather have these than an actual girlfriend, because first of all, I get to talk to somebody new every day, and second, I don't have to worry about the cost, the commitment, or the things that eventually she might want to do that I might not be into, right? And so I'm so pleased to have 8 billion partners again. It's been a while since I felt this way, but I get to go out today and go talk to some random girl again, and not have to worry about the commitment, the cost, and all the other dramas that could. The only problem is that our society doesn't see this as a real thing, right? So, for example, yesterday I got a little bit upset, and I had to pull myself away. I still have to talk to this person. I was talking to a colleague at work about how nice it is at Phoenix College. I feel accepted for who I am. And the colleague told me she used to work HR in some other place. And she said, yeah, we understand. Some people have a partner, other people might have a pet or something. I gotta point out, you don't have to have that thing in your life in order for it to be important. I want to spend time with my 8 billion partners as well. So I'm going to have to circle back to her. After a few more weeks of enjoying my 8 billion partners, I really have to correct her on this matter. It was very insulting to hear that. This is the Peter Like Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Like Show. Bum 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 bum.